apocalypse.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you again, and welcome back to the show. Thanks for stopping by. Hope this find everybody safe, healthy, and in good spirits. And if you haven't already, I appreciate you give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and the bell icon so you know next time I upload a video. So today we got a special guest with us, Colorado April. And the reason why I call you Colorado April is because your name's April and you're from Colorado. So that makes sense. But anyway, yeah, we want to talk about what's going on there, man. You guys got fires over there. You got freaking the marijuana stuff we want to talk about. Not that we're into it, but it's just like interesting, you know? But how you doing besides? Everything's good?
Pretty good, yeah. Visiting here and,
New York, where you were born and raised in Brooklyn.
Yeah, born and raised in Brooklyn. So in Brooklyn, Colorado, April, right?
Yeah, Brooklyn, Colorado, April. But now you're Colorado, and yeah, man, you got fires out there going crazy. It's like you said when you flew here, it was freaking smoke in the sky and everything was like kind of bad. What did it look like? It was just a mess.
Yeah, there's 4 fires going on that they're trying to get control of. It has not rained in weeks, so
wow.
Yeah, we need moisture really bad. We need a stinking monsoon at this point. I mean, there's miles and miles of fires going on. That's how bad it is in the mountains.
Under control, kind of, or like what's happening?
Only partially under control. Like the last I heard was like 11% of one of the fires. So.
Wow, that's a shame. People's houses and stuff up there, or is it kind of
people's houses? I mean, most of it is trees, but people live up there.
Yeah, and animals too, man.
And animals, Yeah, there was a thing saying, okay, if you live, close to where the fires are, please leave out some water and food for the animals because, they're freaking out.
Yeah, sometimes people forget about that, though. Honestly, if you think about it, it's like, the houses and this and that. But, man, there's freaking animals. There's wildlife that live in there. The freaking birds, the whatever you got, the horses, whatever,
Deer and horses, too.
Deer, rabbits, all that kind of stuff.
Rabbits and fox and, coyotes and.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
their houses getting burnt. Where do they go? And that could be rough too because that's like their home getting burnt. Like where are they going? And now they got to start maybe coming into town or something like that. Yeah. Shit like that happens.
Yeah, they'll do that, especially looking for food.
Yeah. Wow.
Really.
So how long has that been going on now? This fire for a while.
A couple of weeks, and they closed the highway. There's a major highway called I-70. And they had to close it, and it goes through the mountains. And the truckers use it to deliver goods from the west coast to the east or the east to the west, and so they have to reroute them. It just takes hours longer, and it's just been a big mess.
They got those planes and stuff going over, dropping the water and stuff.
Yeah, the slurry planes. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. How far is that from where you actually live?
Driving the big one, it's by Glenwood Springs. It's about 3.5 hours away.
But you can still see it, like it's like the smoke and the stuff in the sky is like.
Yeah, it's all gray, the sky, and then the sun is like this bright orange ball because of the fires. Just bizarre. They're really bizarre.
What a shame.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is.
So that's messed up. That's bad. Is it burning any pot fields?
Yeah.
You guys got legalized pot out there, right, guys? It's like, and if it's a pot field, everybody's getting freaking high out there.
Yeah, true. That'll work.
That's crazy. But now what's going on with that? With the it's legalized out there. You've been there before it was legalized. Now you're there. What do you kind of see going on with that? What do you feel did anything change as far as, the people living there? They got more homeless, got a lot of potheads there. I heard a lot of people, migrated there. Happened. Is that true?
They did, yeah. When it started, it was just medicinal marijuana, and a bunch of people came in, thinking, they're going to make their fortune.
What'd you call it? Municipal?
Medicinal.
Medicinal.
So, for like medical reasons.
Okay, medical reasons.
So you can only get it if you have a note from the doctor. But, a lot of these doctors are like, give me $150, I'll give you a card, because it was a card, basically, they give you, But people will be coming to Colorado because, their kids, are having issues and, what is it? Like they'll have seizures. And there was this little girl named Charlotte years ago before marijuana was legal anywhere, that a company in Colorado gave her CBD oils. And has a little bit of THC in it, like less than a percentage. And it helped her seizures. She's had I don't know how many a day. You can look it up on the internet.
I've seen that, yes.
Yeah, and it helped her, and this stuff works.
But then didn't something happen where the law came in and said this is illegal, you can't do it?
It was a big battle, yeah.
It was a big battle, right?
It's like, this isn't legal. How could you do this and say, it's helping her? And Yeah.
which is crazy because it was proven that it's
Yeah.
helping his kid. It's working. This is something that's working, and you know, if it works, why can't we? It's not hurting her. It
No.
wasn't harming. It
No.
wasn't nothing. You know.
And I still don't think it's good with the FAA, not FAA, FDA,
Right.
because FDA has to regulate things and say, okay, well, this is approved to use, you know, for certain types of things. And now they're just starting to, I think they're starting to approve it, but people are using it anyway, so we don't need your approval, you know?
Yeah.
Well, why are you
Exactly.
taking decades to figure this stuff out when people are getting helped? You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
And it's
But-
funny because it seems like they wanted to get involved too, because you know the drug dealers were always giving drugs no matter what. You could get drugs, buy drugs, marijuana,
Yeah.
whatever you want. But some states says, you know what, let's get involved so we can make some money off that.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get some
Let's
taxes.
get some taxes on
Let's
it.
get some tax
Yeah.
money. And you were kind of explaining something about that, where the taxes are high, so it costs
Yeah.
more money if you don't have that medical card, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, the medical card gets you the same pot, and it's not just a CBD, it's a pot, for no taxes or less taxes. I'm not exactly sure which one it is, but you know, it's substantially less. But if you wanted to just buy it, and at first you couldn't just buy it, you needed the card to buy it. But then they passed the recreational marijuana, where now you can go into a pot store and buy for recreational reasons. So now there's a difference. But the recreational marijuana is a lot higher in taxes. So people rather get the card. And doctors were, you know, there was these doctors that were saying, well, give me $150 and I'll give a card to you, you know, and just say, well, whatever, he needs it.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, there's no reason for them to need it. They just wanted the money. So they were busting quite a few doctors for a while too, for doing that.
So they were scamming it. They found a
Yeah.
scam, a way to freaking scam things. So now you go and you get the medical card. Now you can go into a shop, I guess like it's
Yeah.
a store, right? A pot shop, you want
Yeah.
to call it.
Yeah.
Go in there, show them the card, and you can buy as much as you want. Or
You can buy, I think it was up to an ounce if you're a resident. If you're not a resident, you can buy an eighth of an ounce. So, and you have to, you know, smoke it there. You can't, not there, but in Colorado, you cannot take it across state lines. You can definitely not take it on a plane. They have dogs at the airport that are looking for this
sure.
stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And so they just want you to do an eighth at a time, you know, because they don't want anybody buying it to sell it or bring it home and, you know, to states that don't approve it.
Yeah, because if
So-
you buy it legally, that's what they don't go over there, buy it and try to sneak it to sell it, you
Yeah,
know, in their
exactly.
own, where it's not legal.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is, and there's stores, and you walk in, and there's like this one little room that you show them your ID, and you have to prove that you're either from Colorado or not, so they know how much to sell you. And then this other door opens, and this other person will take you through to the store, basically. And it's like, you know, glass tables as if you were looking at jewelry, you know,
Wow.
and you're looking at jars full of buds, you know, and each bud, they'll tell you, oh, this one's good for if you can't sleep. This one's good, you know, to get you high, and you know, well, the sleep will get you high too, but, you know, how much THC is in it and stuff like that. But, and just a variety. And they have edibles. They have cookies. They've got brownies. They got candies and, you know,
Wow,
things
wow.
like that, you know, so which is interesting.
I wonder how they
So-
figure that out, though. Like, how do they figure out that this pot here is going to make your legs feel better? This pot here is going to make you go to sleep. This
Yeah,
pot's going to
exactly.
like, how do they figure that out? Or do you
I
have
know.
somebody like in a room, "Oh, I got a headache, let me try this. Oh, my headache went away with that one.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's crazy. Or is that
Yeah.
just a sales point? Is it all the same shit and they're just saying different things? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, really.
You know, like this is an Oreo cookie, but it's got a green filling, but it's still a freaking Oreo cookie. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So,
There's a science to it, just like Maui Wowie and, you know, Acapulco Gold and,
yeah.
you know, I guess it's where it's from and how it's grown, and you know, and they not supposed to put anything in it to, you know, it's all supposed to be natural,
Right.
you know, but I don't know.
You seem to know a lot about that. As you just studied it, right?
I did. I just studied it. That's it.
Yeah, all right.
No, well, my job doesn't allow me to smoke any pot, or else I can get fired, and it's not worth it. So
No, exactly right.
yeah, but you know, it's very interesting being there, and I know people that use it too.
Yes.
And I've been in these places, you know, just to check it out and see what's
Of
all
course.
about. My
I would
friend-
too. Yeah, as you
Yeah.
wanted, Ken.
Yeah, I've had, you know, friends from other states and countries that wanted to go check it out because they never seen it. I'm like, yeah, I want to see it too, you
Yeah.
know, and they can buy it, you know,
Sure.
but I just can't use it because it's, you know, it's not worth my job.
So you can actually walk in and just look around, not buy anything, and walk out if you wanted
Yeah,
to. You
yeah,
don't
you
have to
can.
buy nothing. Okay.
Yeah, you can just window shop.
Yeah, and now what
Yeah.
about this, the THC and stuff levels in there you were talking about?
Yeah.
It was small at one time, not a large. Like, what's the deal with that?
Yeah, there's during the Caligula days when, you know, everybody was going crazy and everything was a big party. The THC levels were only 3%. And I don't know who was around to measure it at 3%, but that's what I was told by somebody who knew what they were talking about. And back in the 70s, it was 6%. And now they're like 20%, 30% on average. And it's like, hey, that's way too much THC and something like that. You know, I mean, you really want to ease yourself into how you're feeling, not just all of a sudden you're there or too much, you know, without being able to regulate yourself, you know. But
What advantages of it does that have by putting more into it? Because wouldn't that cost more to
yeah,
add
you
that
would
in
think
there? So why wouldn't they leave it less and
they could sell more.
they can sell more? Exactly right. Because somebody would have to smoke a whole joint to get the high of 3%, then at 27, 28% or 40%,
Yeah,
where they could take one poke of it and they're blasted,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean,
That
some
doesn't
people
make
can't
sense.
handle it. I mean, you know, some people get paranoid with it. So why would you want to have that amount of THC? You
Wow.
know, that's my personal opinion. But, you know, I mean, there have been issues, you know, of people, you know, getting hurt because they just, you know, couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
So why do that? Why don't you just lower it and let them raise it to their level of comfort, you know? So
Guess some
I don't
things are
know.
just done. You can't understand why. You
Yeah.
know what's the reason for it now? Now, do you notice, like in the area of where these stores are and stuff, does it seem like there's more potheads? Does it seem like there's more homeless people? Does it seem like more people are on drugs? Like, have you noticed a difference in that in the areas of people, you know, congregating, or does it seem different?
Well, not where the stores are, you know, because people usually go to the stores and then go wherever they're going. So it's not like, you know, they're congregating right out front,
Okay.
you know. But you know, downtown Denver, when it first happened, you noticed that a lot of homeless there and a lot of younger people that came because it's like, oh yeah, it's legal, you know. Then they get here and it's like it's medicinal. So now they got to find that doctor that's going to sell them a card for $150, you know. And then they're not working and they can't afford the rent because once the pot became legal, the rent went sky high because people started moving here, you know, and a lot of the people that moved here was the ones that needed it for medicinal purposes because you couldn't get it in other states. You know, it was illegal and you were threatened with jail and fines and everything else. So they moved here, but you know, if you have a job and you can afford an apartment, great. But the rents have gone sky high. The houses has gone, prices of houses have gone sky high because everybody started moving here for the pot. So, and that'll probably change because other states are making it legal, but I think until the whole country makes it legal, you know, we're still gonna have that problem with high rents and homeless and things like that. But a lot of young kids who moved here because they thought, woo, you know, and I'm gonna make a fortune. I'm gonna start my own, you know, my own growing place in a basement or, you know, backyard or something and make lots of money. Well, you know,
They
not
don't realize,
really.
they didn't realize 1,000 other people in front of them with more money
Exactly.
can make, you know, better than that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you see something like you see an opportunity, like, oh, you know, pot's going to be legal. I'm going to go there, like you said, and build and do this and that. But there's already businessmen that don't even do this. But you know what? They can make money so they can buy a building, buy a lot, do what they got to do. Where this kid wants to go to get an apartment and grow it and sell it out there, it's not going to work.
Exactly.
You know?
I mean, a few business people have done it, and then you get the big money in there, and then it's just, you know, even though it's business people, are struggling because they're fighting the millions of dollars. You know, instead of the hundreds of thousands of dollars. But
now, what do you think happened to the drug dealers there?
They're still there.
Okay.
So,
and the reason is
they don't tax your pot. So so you don't know where the pot's coming from. It's not guaranteed, but you know what? It never was anyway, and people still bought it. So so the drug dealers are doing fine. You know, they're selling their wares and, you know, making money on it.
Yeah, I guess too, because they sell more than just a pot, just the marijuana. They sell other things too. But like you said, if you're going to go to a store and it's legal to buy it there and have to pay an extra $10 because it's taxed, or you could buy it from the guy on the corner and get the same exact thing for $10 less, you're going to do that there.
Oh, exactly.
You're just taking a chance that you can get busted and go to jail by buying from that guy. You know, so that's a chance you got to take. But man, that's crazy. It's crazy, and I'm sure, like you said, a lot of other states are going to start legalizing it because they want to make the money. They see the other states are doing it. They probably just let them try and see how it looks, what's going on, and pretty soon maybe all the states will have it. And there's the thing with the rents and all that stuff is not going to happen. You know,
Yeah.
it's just going to stabilize.
Yeah, everything
know.
will stabilize as long as it's throughout the whole country.
But then going with this coronavirus, who the hell knows what's going to go on with anything?
Yeah,
you know?
true.
You know,
Really.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff, man.
Yes.
So anything else besides it going on in Colorado? Everything else is good. You know,
Yeah, let me see. Fires, marijuana. What else?
COVID-19.
COVID, yeah.
And,
COVID's doing pretty good. Marijuana, it's like less than 1%. So, you know, they got it pretty under control, but, you know, the bars are only allowed to sell alcohol till, well, it was 10 p.m. I think they just moved it to 11 p.m. just to the last call. And then I think the hour later they have to close the bar. So now it's like midnight, they have to be closed. And you can have live entertainment there. You can have bands. And like most of the places that I went to, the bands, they don't charge at the door. One place they do, but you know, the bands can play until the bar closes. So, but here I hear they're having a problem with the bands because if you charge for the bands, they're not letting you, and I don't know, it's just kind of a mess here.
well, pretty much here in New York, it's almost like there's no eating, dining.
Yeah.
The bars are not really open. You know, they
No.
can't, you know.
Yeah, if you don't serve
Yeah.
food, they can't.
Yeah,
You know.
so, I mean, even if you're serving food, you can't eat inside anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no, you know, all these restaurants have outside
be
seating,
outside.
you know, or pick up and take home. You know, it's just crazy. But in Colorado, you can actually eat indoors.
Yeah, you can eat in, and they separate, like every other table will be blocked off. You can't sit at the bar. You can go to the bar and order a drink, but you can't sit there. And like I said, there is live music there, but they limit the people that can come in to listen to it. So
So that
you know,
means
it's
there's
just a
usually
whole-
lines outside and stuff.
yeah,
trying
some
to get in?
places there's lines, and some places they're big enough that when they first opened it, the first day they opened the restaurants, we went to this place that had bands, but it was a Wednesday, so they didn't have any. We just went to support them and order dinner. And the owner was saying that, you know, the governor was saying you can only have 50% of your capacity or 50 people, whichever is less. And he has this huge establishment that he can have, if he had 50%, he'd, you know, be doing okay. But when you just said 50 people,
Wow.
now, you know, you just like, you know,
He just
kind
cut
of
'em,
killed
yeah.
everything, you know? I mean, he's a big place that serves food.
It should have just said 50%.
Yeah, it should have just said
Yeah.
50% and not this 50 people max or something, you know?
Wow.
But yeah, it's just crazy. Everything's getting nuts, and you just kind of wonder where this is all coming from, you know?
Where it's going to.
Where it's going to and why, and, you know, I mean, the rules seem to change on a daily basis, and it'll be over after Election Day.
Yeah, exactly right. And you know what's funny too? The CDC actually lifted the ban on traveling, where if you travel from state to state, you do not have to quarantine no more.
Oh, they did that? Good.
But
Uh-oh.
New York, New Jersey, Connecticut said we ain't doing that. You still got to quarantine.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Now, you know, I understand to a certain point how you want to be safe. You don't want people to get sick. You want, you got to look out for this stuff. But when the CDC leaves the ban, everything's gone. You're like, why are we still got to do it here? Why? You know, what's, you know, why can't we follow suit a little bit?
Yeah.
You know, we're doing pretty good. I understand we don't want to go backwards, this and that, but you know, when you start restricting people for so long, you start getting frustrated.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And a lot of people just start losing it, and they, you know, with the mask and with this and now with the voting, they don't want you to vote. People are just going nuts now.
Yeah,
It's like you're trying to cause turmoil here, and you know, it's got to end. You know, something's got to kind of like start easing up, which it seems to be, but it's not easing up enough to give people a little bit, you know, take stress off them. You know, it's just crazy.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, it's nuts, but
And they're having the music awards here. They're exempt. They come
Yeah.
from everywhere, but they can come and not be quarantined for 2 weeks. So,
yeah, that's
you
funny.
know,
ain't it?
what's with that?
Yeah. It's crazy how, you know, like you say, you can pick and choose, you know, who you want to quarantine, who you don't,
Yeah.
who's not eligible for this, but who is eligible for that. And it's like, you know, I don't know. That's a whole different story anyway. But no, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you talking about everything like that. Man, you gave us some great information. And, yeah, stay safe, stay healthy.
Yeah, you too.
Back to Colorado. Just I hope those flames are stopped by the time we go back. And
Oh, I know. As long as they get them under control.
yeah,
Really.
that's nuts.
Oh,
Man.
just rain. Just rain really bad. We need the rain.
Well, there's a storm coming through. It's probably going to
True.
freaking miss you.
I
don't
know, really.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's
we
crazy.
need the rain.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's it. I hope you appreciate everything that Colorado April had to share with us. It was an awesome show. And again, don't forget on your way out, hit that thumbs up. We appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon. This way you know next time I go out in a video. Again, take care of yourselves, stay safe, stay healthy, and until next time, take care. Say goodbye, April.
Bye.
I'm supposed to say goodbye, April.
Goodbye, April. Okay.
All right. Take